Welcome back to the channel, guys. So today we have here a Renault Espace 2.2 DCI. This is the model, as you can see. This car is a French car, always complicated electronics. So this car, the customer complains about it's not charging. So I've been doing some tests in the alternator, and I'm now sure that it's not the brushes or anything. It's the winding or the stator in the alternator itself. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to show how you can test this in the car, but for explanatory reasons I'm going to be using another alternator that I have right there on the bench. I'm going to be explaining how you can test the alternator, if it's working or not, if it's charging or not. So let's just go ahead. So here we are in the bench. What we have here is a setup similar to what's going on in the car. So I'm going to be explaining exactly what I've done here. First off, you have to figure out which way the alternator is supposed to be driven. After that, you have to get, you have to get a drill that turns fast enough to make sure that you can emulate the car running. After that, you have to make a few basic connections. I'm going to be explaining now. So obviously I have here my multimeter connected to my battery. It's a 12-volt battery, a smaller one, but whatever. It's at 12.6 volts. This battery is in perfect condition. So I have my positive to the red, my negative to the black. Also, my negative comes from the battery to the chassis of the alternator, because when you bolt this to the car, this is grounded and it goes right back to the battery through cabling to the chassis and to the battery negative. Also, we have here the positive. This is what I'm going to be showing you today. So on this wire here, these brushes, I cut the plastic around the plug so you can see the pins, and also because I'm going to replace the brushes. These are not in perfect condition anymore, and the amount of work that this requires, let me just adjust the camera a little bit. The amount of work that this requires, I might as well change them now. These are not expensive. Anyway, so on this pin right here, as you can see, let me see, yeah. On this pin right here, we have, this is the connection to the bulb or to the warning light on your dashboard that says the battery is not charging, or when you start the car or you turn the ignition on, you can see the little red battery light there, and when you start it, it goes away. This is the pin that does that. So it's going to be connected to the positive, the terminal positive of the battery. This goes straight to the battery, or through the starter motor as well. In some cars, in this car, that's the case. So you're going to be connecting a light bulb, like so. And so the positive will be connected to the positive on the alternator, and the negative will be connected to this pin right there, which is the signal to the dashboard. Okay, so this part is covered. On this side, this is the signal that tells the alternator how much charge there is, or how much voltage there is in the battery. So what you want to do is you want to connect this straight to positive. You can connect to positive here or to positive in the battery, as you can see there. You can do this in the car, of course. Now what we're going to do is we want to find out if this alternator is any good. Is it charging? So let's go ahead and do that. So for that, I'm just going to connect my positive to the battery there, and that light bulb should light up because the alternator is not producing any power yet, and the battery lights should be on. So let me just disconnect this real quick, put this in there with my multimeter back on. Okay, so you can see the lights turned on. I'm going to leave it there. Now what I'm going to do, I can see the load of the light bulb. It's dropping the voltage on the reading here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to rotate this. I found out that this motor, the alternator, runs clockwise. So yeah, I have my drill here with a 24mm socket. This drill goes up to 2800 RPM per minute, so it should be enough to simulate the car, more than enough actually. So let's just put this in here. I don't know if it is. Okay, so let me just get my multimeter. So this is battery reading, and as soon as I turn the drill, okay, the light should go out. It does, and the alternator 13 point. Okay, it works great. This alternator is in perfect condition. It's working nice. As you see, as soon as I turn my drill on or I start spinning the alternator, the light bulb goes out, simulating the same thing that happens on your car on the dashboard, the warning light. And as soon as I start spinning this, also you can see the voltage here going through to 13.8 volts, which is optimum what you want to see in your car. So let's just try this again. I'm going to try and put everything in frame. Okay. So yeah, let's try this again. I've just tightened all the connections because they were kind of loose. So now like this, let's keep everything in frame, and let's turn the drill. There we go. 13, 75, 76. It's perfect, this alternator. Awesome. So yeah guys, so if you want to try an alternator in the car, if you want to make sure the alternator itself is a problem, this is a setup that you can do on the car itself. All you need is to replicate these connections, but on the car. I've done this on the bench because it's much easier to explain and to make it visible to, and you know, to where you need to plug everything. Yeah guys, if this video was helpful, please don't forget to subscribe, press that like button over there, and yeah, stay safe.